Good morning everyone, it is Wednesday the 12th of May and we've got a George home from school. So Amy took the boys to school at 9:15, dropped Matthew in, dropped George off, came back, nipped to a friend's house. I was in bed at all this time, she left me sleeping. And then she rang me and said the school had rung her to say we had to pick George up, she had a temperature. So Amy went up and, did you drive up and get him? Yeah. Amy came, picked up the car, went and got him. And so now he's home. You alright, mate? You okay? You alright? What temperature was he?
39.8.
No, 38.9.
No. 39.8.
Okay, so he was 39.8. So we've just given him half a dose of Calpo, 5 ml, because for his age, on the one that we've got, the bottle out there, it says 10 ml, 4 times a day. I gave him the 5 ml and he was like gagging at the end of it. So rather than him give him the 10 and him be sick, it's better to give him the 5 and him not be sick and keep that down. He hasn't eaten anything today, which is unlike him, and as soon as he's come in, he's got under the blanket and got Amy to sit down with him. He is warm, but he seems fine apart from his temperature, but obviously he isn't. He's obviously got some sort of bug or something, or a headache. It's not like he can tell us, so that's the problem. But he took the medicine okay, but just right at the end he had a little bit of a gag, so I didn't want him to be sick and then have had no medicine. So hopefully the 5 ml, and then maybe we'll give him another one. We'll check his temperature in a few hours, and if it's still as high, we'll try to give him another dose. So yeah, we have a poorly George at home. Matthew went in fine, did he? He had PE today?
Ran straight across the playground.
He had PE today, didn't he? Mm-hmm. So was he in his PE kit?
Yep.
That's where it does, wasn't it? You need to stop.
Come on, I'll show you around.
Dr. Ranch.
I the store Dr. Ranch. No one. That's good. No one.
What one?
See, what is the wasn't it? You need to stop. See, one of it is still, wasn't it?
Gently.
You need to stop. Not a snail.
Gently with that doggy.
No one.
What? The blanket? That one. He wants his own blanket. Okay. There you go. You can have a drink.
His favourite yo-yo blanket.
Yeah, that's his, what he calls his Tiglet, that white one. The yellow one's Amy's new one that she bought last week because she's fed up with the boys taking her blanket.
So soft.
And the dog likes it too.
And it's going to fit the new living room decor perfectly.
You need to stop.
Some nice echolalia from George. As you can see, the walls... What? What's that?
He pulled that clean out of his hair.
Oh. As you can see, the walls look a mess, but me and Amy spent yesterday stripping, sanding down the wallpaper. So we've done like, I would say we're about halfway really, if you think about it, ain't we, roughly?
Yeah.
We're probably about halfway. We've got this wall behind us to do, to strip off, and we've got to finish off the back wall over in the dining room over here, which we got 3/4 of the way through yesterday, but we had to stop because of time. We were doing it for 4 hours. So we nearly got all that off. But what I was going to do wasn't just to show you George's poorly. That was one thing, just to show you or speak about basically how do you know if your child's ill, they've got a bit of a temperature. He can't tell us. He can't tell us what's wrong with him or how he feels. So that is an issue. So we sort of have to just go off his temperature and how his actions are, and that isn't normal for him to be sat down like that, is it? He won't normally, during the day, he won't just sit down like that. That's like what he does at bedtime. He doesn't sit like that normally still at all during the day, so he's obviously not feeling very well. But what I was going to do was I picked up all the medication yesterday, and was going to show you the medication that we have prescribed for them. I'm not going to show you any administration of it, just what we have. And Amy also bought them some vitamins, but they wouldn't take them, so let's go and have a look.
I did put one in Matthew's lunchbox this morning.
Oh, did you?
On the off chance that he was willing to cooperate, But no, I put money on it that he comes home and moans.
Did you tell him it was in there? No.
No.
So Amy gave Matthew, it's literally a little Bassett's jelly, basically, like a little orange jelly sweet. It's just a vitamin sweet. We thought, because their diet is so limited, maybe we should be giving them like a little bit of vitamins just to try to help them a little bit. But Matthew wasn't having any of it. George literally is not ever going to touch it. We can't make it. He doesn't eat sweets like that, because it's not like we could give him wine gums and put it in, is it?
No.
Like, you think a lot of people, they'd probably put 5 or 6 wine gums in a bowl and give it to them and they would eat it with them, but they're not going to do that. So that was probably a waste of time, but we'll show you what we've got now. So the medications that they have prescribed, they're both prescribed Movicol pediatric plain sachet powder, which we use for basically softening of stools. They both have a problem going to the toilet, mainly Matthew doing number 2. So we have these sachet powders that if he hasn't gone in a couple of days, we normally give him that to help soften it so it doesn't get too hard, doesn't get blocked, and then cause him an issue going. Movicol pediatric plain sachets, which basically soften the stool. We then have a lactulose solution. They give us different various ones. I mean, they give me I ordered for both of them and they sent us 2 different ones for some reason, which are just lactulose solutions. I think you can buy them over the counter. The only one of these that is a controlled drug is George's Medicanet. Medicanet is a controlled drug that I'm trying to show you. Basically, it's 20 milligram capsule, which comes like that. Can you see it? It's like purple. So what we have to do, if he has that, which he doesn't have it very often, literally the only time we give him that, if we feel like he's really needs something to just calm him down a little bit. It's nothing to do with his autism, it's to do with his ADHD. So we have to pour that little capsule into a clean egg cup with a tiny little bit of water or a tiny little bit of juice, suck it up with the cowpole syringe or like a small syringe like this one. So we just suck it up in like 4 or 5 mils of water and then squirt the little tiny balls that are inside these capsules that you can't see. But yeah, so he has that, and they both have an oral solution, 2 to 5 mils, so we give him a 5 mil of melatonin. Again, that's normally only Matthew that has that. That's all the medication that we use. We don't use any other medication. Let me just show you the thing that Amy bought them. This is the one that Amy bought yesterday, which is Bassett's Vitamins Omega-3 Multivitamins with vitamin B5 to support mental performance, tropical flavour. So it's just a over-the-counter vitamin for children. And it literally 7 to 11 years old. So me and Amy tried one of these yesterday because she gave it to Matthew. He had like in his mouth for about 3 seconds and went, oh, that's nice. And then went, ugh, and was like moaning about it. So he spat it out right away. And then we tried saying to him, you can't have any chocolate until he has one. That didn't work either. You can't reason with them. So yeah, that's all the medication they have, just in case anyone wants to know. Literally the only controlled, what they say to me is the controlled substance is the Medicanet, which is a modified release capsule, and it takes time and it should release and gradually throughout the day. It literally lasts a maximum, keeps him calms him down a maximum of, I would say 5 hours tops. It's supposed to have a whole day length, but it doesn't. Whether or not he needs the milligrams of that to be upped, I don't know. But it's methylphenidate, which is what it is. The Medicanet is the brand name. So yeah, that's all the medication they have. And obviously with the Movicol and the lactulose, we tried to not use it at all. We tried to not use it and just encourage them to go naturally. Sometimes Matthew's the main one. George very, very rarely has to ever have it. Occasionally he's had to have it. But when they've got such a limited diet and they're not eating as much fibre as they should for their bodies, going to the toilet can become an issue. So we have it. I only ordered it the other day because we needed it last week. We had like hardly any left, and the actual lactulose liquid was actually out of date. It'd been out of date for about a month, and we hadn't used it for way over that time. so it proves that we don't use it very often. But I ordered the double prescription for both of them the other day, just so that we've got it all here. It's got a really long life on it. I mean, you're talking this lactulose here, for example. It's got 2023 date on it, so I haven't probably ordered that for like a good year and a half, 2 years. For the other one to be out of date, it must prove how long it was since how long it would take for us to use like a bottle of that size. But yeah, we've got it here just in case. And George is the same with his Medicanet. He's prescribed these for 1 capsule a day. We don't give him 1 capsule a day. We're lucky if he gets 1 a week, maybe a couple a month. So we've stopped ordering it monthly because there's just no need. We just end up with a stockpile of, you know, a strong drug which we don't need. And why do we want a stockpile of a drug? We don't need it. So he's having it as and when. If we really need him to just tone it down a little bit because we're doing something, or you know, we got something happening in the house and we can't have him running around like a maniac all day, we'll give him it. And all it does is just doze him down a little tiny bit. It doesn't do too much. Sometimes if we give it to him, it does absolutely nothing. So we're trying our best to not give them anything at all. So yeah, that's the only medication that they're prescribed. When they were babies, they did have Abidec and Citron, which is sort of like a form of having these, but because they were preterm, they had that for a year, I think. I think it was a good year we had to give them that, so it was literally 2.5 mil of each of them a day, and it was like red, bright red, and it used to stain literally everything. And because they were sick babies, like sicky babies, always being sick, they'd literally, we'd wind them and they'd bring half the bottle up. That went on for about 6 or 8 months. Half of the time the medicine used to come out, but yeah, we had to give them that for a year. So, but that's the only medication they've ever had, thankfully, touch wood, and that continues. And hopefully we can get rid of the toileting stuff as we try to get Matthew to go a bit more often. So if he goes regularly enough, it's not a problem, but it's like he holds it in until it starts blocking up. So we're trying to get him out of that habit. But yeah, that's why we've got the medication for the toileting, just because obviously we don't want him damaging himself. So yeah, that's just a little bit on the medication. I'm not going to say any more about that, and we'll just see how George gets on the rest of the day. His temperature, let me just check that. Amy said 39.8. I think it was 38.9. This will tell us, because it will say the last one. The last one. Oh, she was right. 39.8. Damn it. So yeah, it went up. He was 38 something when he was at school. So I said to her, do a temperature. So we've got a record of it. And she was right. You were right, 39.8.
I know.
I thought it was 38.9, but yeah.
I know I'm right.
So that's the medication, what we have. So we're just going to have a chill out day, really. There's not a lot else we can do.
I tell you what you could do.
Oh no. What?
You could go down to Greg's for me.
Why?
For a coffee and a nice little
Help me. Help me.
Oh, don't worry. I'll eat your beef Wotsits instead.
Right, I'm going to go now and do whatever it is she needs me to do.
No, don't worry. I don't want to put you out.
Is it putting me out? No, it's not. I can go. Right, we'll wrap that up for a minute and we'll catch on a bit later when we see how George is feeling. He's not very well, is he?
Yeah.
Does he feel hot?
Yeah.
Feel him again. Tell me if he feels hot.
He does feel hot.
A little bit.
To be fair, this kid is built like an absolute machine. He doesn't get ill very often, does he?
He's not been ill in over a year. The last time Matthew got very ill and he didn't get it. Remember when Matthew was sick?
That's what I mean. He is a superstar.
Yeah, remember I got sick?
Oh,
Yeah.
not feeling very well.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, poor Georgie. Poor Georgie.
Timo.
TMO.
TMO.
So he's had a little bit of a nap, but he's been just happy cuddling up with you, isn't he?
Yeah. Hi.
Oh, bless him. This is the only time in life where George just sits nice and quiet in it without bashing and... Isn't it?
Yeah.
So literally the only time he sits like that all calmly.
Well, that's what they said in school, wasn't it? They took him out to the playground and he just didn't do anything. So then straight away they were all like, "Yeah, this isn't right."
I got the light. I got the backrest and lighthouse.
So that?
Look.
So Matthew's got Mummy's old phone, and what game are you playing?
Blockcraft.
Blockcraft.
I haven't played that such in a while.
Oh, right, okay.
So I'm gonna play it.
Sit down then.
Well, you guys can see. Look at that. I got 2 of these buildings.
What
I
do you
can
have?
build this now.
What do you have to do on this game?
You have to build and
Build what?
You have to build some buildings, just level up and get more buildings.
Right.
That's what you all have to do.
It's a bit like.
Yeah, it's a bit like Minecraft.
It's a bit like Minecraft, but it's a different one.
Yeah, it's a different game.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually like this game, but I haven't played this in a while. I played this when I was a kid, I think.
You are a kid.
No, I'm not. I'm a big old kid. Oh, whatever.
He's a big old kid. Yeah. So not much changing. George. His temperature's dropped a little tiny bit with a bit of medication. But we've only given him 5 meals of Calpol and he's allowed 10 of the one that I've got, so we'll give him some before bed. I've got football at 6:30 in the rain and it's been like torrential, so that'll be fun. Then hopefully I'm going to come back and then have dinner with Amy and we'll watch a bit of The Punisher or something when I get back. So yeah, we'll give you an update on George in the next couple of days and let you know how he is, whether he goes back to school tomorrow. I don't think he will, to be honest. And I think my walk on the moors is cancelled for tomorrow. So yeah, if anyone likes watching walking videos, I've just started another channel with my cousin called More to See, which is just have a look at it, check it out. I'll put a link in the top corner if you're interested in watching me and my cousin walk along Dartmoor. I'm not putting the videos of that on this channel, so if it is something that interests you, have a click on it. But if not, we'll see you on the next video because I'm going to end it there. There's not a lot. George isn't going to do anything today. Matthew's quite happy to just play his game. And yeah, so unfortunately it's just one of those days that I started a video and it was really, apart from the medication, hopefully that helps some of you out know what we're using. But yeah. That's the end of today's little vid and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.